Hey guys, welcome back to this place. If you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I'm Carmen, this is Samuel, and today we are watching season 1, episode 4 of For All Mankind. I am super excited. I absolutely loved the last episode. We got to see Nixon's women who are astronauts, or at least astronauts in training. There's a very loud car going by. Bet astronauts don't have to deal with that. Anyway, in our search for America's next top astronaut, as Nixon kind of is making it seem, we have Tracy because Nixon wants the face of women astronauts for the United States to have a certain aesthetic appeal. He wants them to be blonde. He has weird qualifications for what astronaut he wants in a woman, or what he wants in a woman astronaut. Anyway, regardless of that, we have 5 remaining, although possibly 4 now after the end of the last episode, candidates, and we're supposed to have one ultimate winner, I guess, of who gets to be an astronaut. I am kind of hoping that they'll expand that, because why not? Why not? More women, not a bad thing. So yeah, we'll see where this episode takes us. I am going to stop rambling so that we can find out. Oh, I realized I got their names backwards then. Okay.
I thought you might be.
So she's Molly. Patricia was the other one. Why did I think she was Patty?
Everything we're doing. That's over. You'll cancel the program.
No.
It's just a matter of time.
I mean, they lose astronauts, right? Does it matter if they're men or women? You understand that it's a risk, no?
These boys think you're on the moon. How many moms do you know that are training to go into outer space? Still find time to help their kids do their homework.
Shouldn't you?
No.
I think, too, that it only behooves her kids to see her going after a dream she has. They gonna need a new phone.
It wasn't my job to prepare her. Make sure she was ready.
It's not your fault.
And I failed.
You can't keep blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong. She knew the risks. All right, she'd been flying for years. She knew, hey,
Ooh, let's
hey,
not break
stop.
other things.
Stop. Go mow the lawn. Ed.
This really isn't necessary. I'm pretty sure I can still find my way around here.
It's no bother, Mr. Glenn.
John Glenn.
It's John Glenn.
Oh,
I wonder what he's doing here.
all right.
So what's on your mind?
Yeah.
Well,
Why are you here?
the girl that crashed the bedstead,
Uh-huh.
Patricia Doyle.
she was out of her depth.
What makes you say that?
There's a reason that being a test pilot used to be a requirement for this job. Experience actually matters. You have to face the facts, Deke. Men go off and fight the wars and fly the planes. Women can't do what we do. It's just
Oh.
a fact of our social order.
So he's a
I don't know if you
sexist
heard, but a
asshole.
woman did land on the moon. They've worked hard for this, John. To take it away from them now.
Look, after what you went through on Mercury,
Didn't he crash his thing?
I don't blame you for having
He just
compassion for
happened
these ladies.
to
I really
eject.
This has nothing to do with that.
don't. Deke, I've known you for a long time. I was there when that moron flight surgeon grounded you for what they call it.
Atrial fibrillation.
You got a raw deal. We're talking
She
about
has
the
heart
credibility of NASA here.
So women
Everyone
make it
knows
less
this
credible?
wasn't your idea. It was forced on you.
Nobody forced me into anything. I decide who goes up and who doesn't.
Yeah.
I know. And your word
Not you.
carries a lot of weight.
Not you.
If you come out and say that we gave it a good shot and these girls just weren't up to standards, no one's going to question that.
He
No
doesn't
one.
believe it, though.
We don't know what caused the crash. Guys at JPL think that they might be pressurized modules.
As in habitation module.
Yes.
Jesus. They're ahead of us. Again.
We need to accelerate
Yep.
the base. If they get a foothold up there before
Always.
we do, they can start putting in missile radar systems, surveillance.
We're behind schedule now. We don't even have a site selected yet.
Why the hell not? Just pick one.
Sir, the base designs have been predicated
Glasses,
on proximity
I
to
need you to
water
shut the
ice.
fuck
If we
up.
don't have that, we don't have a base. And we have yet to identify
And
where...
who are you again?
Who the fuck are you, Glasses? I don't even know your name.
I'm Margot Madison, sir.
Oh, right. Your burner's girl.
She's a flight dynamics officer.
Yeah.
She makes a good point. Can't just throw a dart and land anywhere.
I don't give a shit where it is. And I don't care
That's
if it's a
'cause you
tent or
don't-
campfire, as long as we can say we were first.
Understand what it means to be a fucking space person.
President's not interested in another second place finish.
Well, why doesn't Nixon go the fuck up into space then?
And the president will announce that mankind's first permanently manned base on the moon will be flying the Star-Spangled Banner. Congratulations, gentlemen. You're going to make history.
I do not like this little Glasses bitch.
They're almost done with the training.
The peace treaty is the perfect cover. Give everybody something shiny to look at. I thought you'd be happy.
You can still,
Tired of being jerked around.
yeah, you can still do it. Fuck Nixon. Fuck Glasses.
The circus is over. Now you can put all your focus back on the lunar base, where it belongs.
Fuck you, Glasses.
Did we do our mail?
What's with the press conference? I was just coming to ask you. You didn't call it? I thought you called it.
Is it Deke?
These women are the first to successfully complete all of NASA's required training. And so now it is my great privilege to introduce to you
He's naming all of them astronauts?
Tracy Stevens.
Fuck yes, Deke. I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, America's next Apollo astronauts.
Fuck you, Glasses. I love it.
A truly historic day in the space program.
See, look, it makes little girls dream that they can accomplish that. I love it.
It's almost over.
I'm worried that something's gonna happen to him.
Listen to me, okay? Hey,
Okay.
I don't want to see that. Now you get up on this bike and
Okay.
try again, okay?
Well-
And you've got to follow my instructions.
Okay, you're taking it out on him, and he doesn't deserve it.
Gordo's out.
What do you do now?
It's not that.
Tracy's in.
Your new LEM pilot will be one of the new astronauts. One of the female astronauts.
You're kidding me.
Which one?
You put him on 15D. He's been up there with me twice before and training with me every day for the past 9 months, and he's the best goddamn limb pilot we have in the program.
These women can fly. You've seen what they're capable of.
Oh, come on, Deke. This is a publicity stunt.
Karen.
All due respect,
I need you to
Karen,
shut
this
up.
is my decision.
Well, then I understand it even less. You're rushing into this. You're gonna make a mistake.
Karen.
They need more training. They're not ready, Deke. Not for 15.
I disagree. They've all earned their place in this program, and I say they're ready to fly.
It's easy to say when you're not going up there.
He has just as much
If you don't want the flight, say the words.
counting on it.
You can get drunk and watch it on TV with Gordo and bitch about how unfair the world is. You won't see me there.
I like
So you want the flight or not?
I like Deke. Of course he does. He'll go.
Yeah, we'll do.
Good. Oh, shit. Should I go talk to her?
If you want to walk out of here
Yeah,
alive,
I would not advise it.
I'll break the news to Gordo.
Already done.
Ooh.
It was my call, my responsibility.
Well, who are you
What are you taking?
sending?
Not the same way she did. You should have dinner with your new crewmate tonight, you and Sedge. Have a couple drinks.
Tracy?
Break bread. Get to know each other a little.
Who is it?
Great. So who's the lucky lady?
Ooh. It's
A lot of eyes are gonna be on you now.
Molly, right? Doyle?
I'm not worried.
Good.
I've actually been flying longer than either of you. In fact, I was in Mercury 13 before you got into Gemini, so in a sense, I have seniority here. Isn't that funny?
I'm off 15. Deke replaced me with Molly Cobb. She's taking my ride.
I think it's a fair reaction to be upset about, you know?
They're sending me out to the Cape to help prep.
Shouldn't we, like, talk through that stuff before you just agree to run off and go to Florida?
Don't you do it all the fucking time? You ran off to Florida. Had sex with a different woman, if I remember correctly. So I wouldn't be saying shit to her right now if I were you.
Hank, Molly's getting 15.
She is. And I'm not exactly supposed to tell you this, but word is, you're gonna be her backup.
Ooh. Are they on a date?
He probably thinks I'm a lesbian.
I have often thought of myself as a lesbian.
Are you high?
So goddamn patronizing.
I'll get her there on time, okay? Just keep this on the QT, will you?
Don't worry about it. See you in the Sam.
She's not with him. Is she with the bartender? I read it right.
Who was that?
Proud of myself.
It's Larry.
I thought you had your act together.
Yeah.
Have you been spying on me?
Look, you don't have to listen.
It's
to me.
very
If the
obvious,
bosses
ma'am.
find out that you've been lying about anything.
You're overreacting.
You have to be smarter than this. Smarter than everyone else, or you're done. Believe me, I know.
He understands. So he's gay. Yep. They're bearding for each other. Oh, she plays piano.
It's no one's business but mine.
Whoa, relax.
I'm serious. You don't want to mess with me, Molly. Got it?
I got it.
Nice to meet you, Wayne.
She's shy about her music.
This isn't just about you.
I'm not trying to be some goddamn role model for women. I'm just a pilot.
No,
You're an astronaut.
you're an astronaut.
It's what you wanted. You have to take the fucking responsibility and stress and all that shit that comes with it. I wouldn't choose it, but I didn't. You did. You need to be ready.
I just saw you worried about being a bad mother.
What? This is one of the times when I don't like him.
What was that?
What was what, hon? Hey, I gotta run. I'll call you
She's
later.
fucking with him. But he deserves it after that fucking comment.
Bunch of people cheering for shit. They haven't done anything yet.
Well, you did just strap your ass on top of $250,000 tons of high explosive for government pay. It's not smart, but something.
Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Launch commenced.
I'm stressed. The way they keep showing it, it's just, okay, it's a show, that's what they're doing, but like it's stressing me out.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate
But if the girl screws up, it's your ass.
Of course, Nixon gotta be fucking Nixon. Ooh.
Stay away from me, American woman. Mama, let me be.
I'm going to the moon.
I said, stay away, American woman. Listen what I say.
So she's based off of her, I assume, but not, like fully. Okay, so another really good episode. I am really, really loving this show so far. It's really cool to see Aleida, and she gets to be there, and she's so excited, and I don't know that I could be there for something like that, because I get so much anxiety, in particular if like somebody I loved was on that. Oh, terrifying. I just get nervous. I would just get nervous watching anybody because of the unpredictability of like fucking shooting yourself into outer space. So yeah, the fact that they can sit there or stand there and like they're stressed, sure, but the fact that they can still be there is to me amazing, because it's a thing I couldn't do, you know? Or I don't think I could do it. I mean, I guess you don't really have a choice if somebody you love wants that life, right? But I think my anxiety would kill me. Like, I would have a heart attack or something, because no. I really liked this episode. I liked the focus on Cobb. I really like her. I think that she's a fun, interesting character. I like the way that she's sort of like a bit abrasive and nonchalant. Like, she's not trying to make people like her. She doesn't care if people like her. That's not her main goal. She's like, I just want to do this. I do think that it was really necessary for her to have that wake-up call when Margot yelled at her, because she is going to the moon, and as a woman going to the moon, she cannot afford to make a mistake, because that is going to reflect on all women in the future who want to go to the moon. Also, she needs to take it seriously. She needs to understand that the people that she's alongside are taking it seriously. They know their shit. They know what they're supposed to do. They know when they're supposed to do it. If you don't, you're putting not only yourself, but these other people, excuse me, in danger. And like, that's not really fair to them for you to put them in danger because you didn't bother to know your shit. So I'm really glad that Margot gave her that wake-up call and that they had that moment. I really like Margot. I like Cobb. But I think she needed that kick in the ass. Just like in the last episode, I think that Tracy needed the kick in the ass that Gordo gave her, you know? So I think that that's just a thing that we all need sometimes, right? To be reminded why we're fighting so hard to do something. To be reminded that we want it. That it's what we fought for. Like, she fought to be an astronaut. So fucking work your ass off to be an astronaut. Like, come on. And to know that she's based off of a real woman that was an astronaut, presumably was the first woman. I don't know. I know that we got to the moon first. I don't know who put the first woman on the moon. But presumably was at least one of the first women in space and on the moon in real life as well. Is pretty cool. It's sad that she's since passed away, but seemed like she lived a pretty long life. So I really like her and her husband's dynamic as well. I also really like that I was right about Ellen, because I thought that she was looking at Molly and Patty a certain way, but then she started talking to the guy, I think his name is Larry, right? And then I was like, oh, maybe I was wrong. and I just read too much into it because I'm a subtext girl. Like, I will read all of the subtle looks and stuff and put an entire fucking novel in there. So I thought maybe that's what I was doing. But I was right. So she did, and she did have a look, and then she looked at the bartender, and yeah. And it turns out the guy that she's talking to, I think, is also gay. And so they're kind of like bearding for each other right now, which it's a shame that it was necessary at the time, but I'm glad that they have each other and that he was the one who figured her out, because he's a safe space for her to be figured out, you know. I don't like the one guy, I still don't like it. The guy with the glasses that Margot corrected in like the first episode, whose name I still can't remember, that was then being inappropriate about Ellen and astronaut ass being out of this world. So yeah, he's just gross. Speaking of gross, I don't know if it's historically accurate, but fucking John Glenn was pretty fucking gross. And is he from Ohio? Yeah, he is from Ohio. Anyway, I mean, I just live in Ohio, so I thought that there's like a road here that's named after him or something like that. Anyway, hopefully in real life he was less of a sexist asshole, but if he was, hopefully he changed with the times and came to realize the error of his ways. So I'm also still trying to put it into the perspective of 1970 and give people some grace. But I also, like, I'm only willing to give them so much grace, because I think that it's dumb that people ever thought that women weren't as capable as men, and like why we have to fight for equality in the first place is stupid in all respects. Like, what makes any human better than any other human in anyone's eyes, I will never understand. So yeah, John Glenn in this show, not a fan. So yeah. Also, glasses, don't know his name. Yeah, I have glasses too, so it's not an insult, it's just how I know him. Glasses, annoying as fuck, don't like him. Nixon, you know, so no surprise there that his character is seemingly a lot like the man that he was. I hope that nothing bad happens to Danielle's man Clayton, who appears to be in Vietnam. I'm worried that we saw that one little scene and that we've been talking about the soldiers coming home from Vietnam after the ceasefire, because I do know a little bit, again, they change things. This is historical fiction, so, and science fiction. But I know that soldiers returning from Vietnam also faced a lot of not great shit. And I know that there was a lot of PTSD. I mean, there's PTSD in a lot of soldiers in general, and it's something that the United States does not help soldiers with nearly enough, but I digress. I will not go on that soapbox at the moment. But I worry that either he will not make it home from Vietnam, or that he will be treated very poorly when he comes home from Vietnam. And both options kind of scare me for where that storyline's going, because maybe it's just a little one-off scene, but it seemed like they were setting it up to mean something, so that's slightly concerning to me. As much as I like Ed, he's kind of still beholden to a lot of the toxic masculinity that was so prevalent in the day. He's also above it in a lot of ways. Like, he's already like evolved. He has like a more evolved way of thinking. Like, he thinks that women are capable of being astronauts, and it seems that Karen is more stuck in the dark ages with that, which I'll talk about in a bit. But he also, like, he's yelling at his son, and he just keeps telling him, this is how you do it, you have to listen to me. Now, I think that that was from his upset at what happened with Patty, and he feels like he didn't train her well enough, so that he failed her, and that's why she died. So he doesn't want to fail his son, and then he gets hurt, right? I think that's where that's stemming from. But still, like, yelling at your kid, it doesn't help them learn. It doesn't help them. It just creates upset or trauma around the thing that they're trying to learn and you. So hopefully Ed can get a bit better about that. Karen is just bothering me because she's very like dismissive of women's capabilities, and I don't know if that stems from, like, maybe that's what she's been told her whole life and she just internalized the fuck out of it and so she believes it, or if it's coming from a place of jealousy that a woman is going to be in very close quarters with her husband for a week, and maybe because of Gordo she's having some trust issues with Ed. So maybe that's where it's stemming from. But yeah, she's very much bothering me with her women can't do these things and it's why even try sort of mentality. So I'm hoping that she veers away from that soon, because in the first couple episodes I really liked her character and found her pretty sympathetic. I didn't love her advice for Tracy regarding Gordo cheating, but in general I like her, so we'll see if she can come back to a place where I'm not just constantly rolling my eyes whenever she enters the screen because she's about to say something and make me super annoyed with her. I think Gordo did relatively well about being replaced on the Apollo 15. He got drunk. He didn't really take it out on Tracy. He tried to help her, which I thought was really good. Now that she's in Florida, and when she had to go to Florida, or told him about that later, he did kind of start being a little bit of an asshole. So I don't know, because Gordo will do something that makes me like him 1 second and then be a complete fucking asshole, and I'm like, don't care the next second. So we'll see where it goes with him. I did like that Tracy gave back to Gordo, right? Because she flushed the toilet, which is what happened, except for he actually was cheating. But she made him feel like a certain type of way because he was like called her a bad mom and was just being shitty in general. So I'm glad that she did that, you know, because he deserves to have a little bit of his own medicine given back to him. Yeah. Like I said, I liked Aleida being able to see the launch and being inspired, seeing all of the montage on her wall. I like that that Cobb is inspiring a whole new generation of girls to dream of going to the stars, you know? So I think that that's really cool, and I think that the focus that we have on Aleida tells me that she's going to be an important character, probably astronaut in the future, and so I'm excited to see it because I really like her so far. So yeah, I think that is all that I have to say about this episode. If you guys enjoyed it and you want to see the next episode, or my reaction to it at least, you can right now over on Patreon, which is linked in the description down below. While you're over there, you can also watch my entire full-length reaction to this episode and all the episodes, all 4 of them so far, of For All Mankind. I hope to see you guys over there. I love chatting with you guys, and yeah, I just find it fun. So until next time, bye guys.